Can you still hear us? Anthony, what are you up to these days? We're out in Venice. Not permanently, just right now. I'm trying to set up all this stuff. Anthony, you'll be proud of us. We finally got to announce a big music gig this week. We did the new theme song for the Super Carlin Brothers. I don't know if you're familiar with their channel, but they're a big channel.
Hey, brother.
Big deal. Big deal for us.
I love the Carlin Brothers. They're the reason I know the Pixar theory. How all the Pixar movies are intertwined.
Mm-hmm. Allegedly.
I mean, I believe it because, in Brave, they literally have, toys and, you see the little, from Toy Story, you see the delivery truck.
Oh, yeah. Do you guys know about A113?
Oh yeah,
that is mind-blowing to me.
Yes.
Isn't that the room number of the animation school that everybody went to or something?
Yeah. If every single, for people that are watching, you can find the code A113 in every Pixar movie.
Yeah.
Somewhere interlaced is just that letter and those three numbers.
What was it in Toy Story 4? Was it an address or something?
Or
I
a license plate? There was another thing about the Carlins just put out about a new piece of the theory. What movie was it for?
Oh, it was how Toy Story 4 fits into the
Was that what it was?
Pixar theory, or at least that's the last one I saw.
What was the?
I need to see Toy Story.
Yeah, no, I'm blanking on the movie actually.
Anthony, great seeing you too. Ellen, thanks so much. Also, what have you been up to?
There's a few where it's been I've watched a few of that. They'll reference a movie that's not out yet. So
oh yeah,
the first Toy Story will have a reference to something that came out years later.
I remember now.
They preview the next.
They put a video out about how the Cars,
the
movie Cars, how they are alive.
Oh yeah.
What makes them alive, but it was also connected to why Toy Story toys they think they're alive too is all because of the children's.
So I don't know if you've heard this, but the underlying message between all the Pixar movies for things that aren't they're usually inanimate. Mm-hmm. The idea is that memories of some sort keep them alive. So for Cars, it's the memories from their owners. For the toys, it's the memory, the child's happiness and stuff and things. So.
And then there was what was it? The little squeaky toy penguin was dying on the shelf.
Yeah, because people were forgetting.
Because they're forgetting about him.
Oh hey, so we have Pillow Pants on Mixer. What's up?
That's a funny username.
And Michael Bryan want to say hi before I zonk. Yeah, I know it's kind of late, but thanks for stopping in.
A lot of our audience is on Midwest.
Oh, Pierre, what's up? Yeah, we're parked somewhere. This is our friend Jeremy.
So it's 2 in the morning for them.
Yeah, right.
How do you pronounce your artist name again?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
It's Synova.
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 You check him out on Instagram.
Oh,
he's putting out new music soon. So.
The best way I like to say that my website is it's the one block of internet that I actually own. Because if you think about it, every social network, it's that's not really yours.
Yeah.
You just own a handle. So. If you want to see everything that I do, it's Synova Music on everything, but synovamusic.com
there you go.
is their, everything.
The place to see it.
I still do appreciate when bands have their own sites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because a lot of businesses still just use that. They'll go to your website.
Mm-hmm.
People that are interested in having you over as guests, or if they want to do business, stuff like that, they look at your website still.
Admittingly, ours is overdue for a revamp. But my emotional energy has not psyched up to it.
It's a weird, I was talking to one of my best friends from back home is started a band with some college friends that is killing it with Spotify. Their very first single ever is at 250,000, and they just put out a second song, and it's again it's knowing the Spotify algorithm, but they're starting that when you have a lot of traction right from the start and some people are taking interest, they've gotten some really good advice, and I got the advice from them, and it was just the best thing you can do, even if no one goes to it, is have a nice looking website.
Yeah,
because if you have a lot of people say if you have the time and energy to invest into that, to making that look really good, people that are looking at you, they're booking agents and whatnot,
right?
For some reason that's just a good sign. The fact that you have all your shows listed, it's up to date, the fact that it represents your current project
shows that you invested in yourself a little bit too.
Yeah, for some reason that's just a thing. They're just no fan of ours at this stage are gonna look at this, but they've gotten like show opportunities and like interview opportunities and stuff.
Absolutely.
Because it's just like it looks dope and it looks nice.
The biggest thing for me was the last time we updated, I had like kind of learned how to optimize for mobile.
Oh yeah.
That was such a huge learning curve because I'm not really a programmer. It's just like out of necessity. I think even like Granny and a couple other friends were like, "Oh, you're so good at that." I'm like, "I'm not good. I just know how to Google a lot," and I spent like 3 days not sleeping. Like,
Yeah, if I tried, I would just YouTube everything.
Yeah.
but I even tried to do like Squarespace or something once, and they didn't have what we needed for like our specific thing, you know. So, Anthony says, "You guys are making me want to revamp my website now. You should do it."
Yeah.
And I wish
Yeah.
we used to have a bunch of friends that had Squarespace codes. If I think of it, I'll let you know.
Pierre, did you read Pierre?
Oh.
He says, "Hey, you two, you guys park somewhere?"
Oh yeah, that's why I mentioned like
Yeah.
we're parked like kind of near like our friend's house that he just had like a fried rice barbecue thing.
Very good.
Hey, what's Snow Girl?
What's
How you
up,
doing?
Snow Girl?
On Mixer. Have you tried Mixer before? It's really interesting. It's Microsoft's like Twitch.
No.
It's been pretty cool. I think at least.
we're still getting used to Mixer as well.
Actually, let us know on here like where you're coming from. We've been told that like when you get done playing an Xbox game, like Mixer is like immediately suggested like a random stream or something.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
I've-
thanks for the follow.
Oh yeah.
I've
thank
walked
you.
into random streams, not on Mixer because this is my first time like seeing it, but when a stream will end on a streaming site, I have found some like it'll drop me into people's streams that have like less than 3 people watching,
Oh, that's
Nice.
cool.
and then it'll just be like, here's someone I've never talked to or no idea what they're talking about, and like I love dropping a comment in, and then like, you know, there's that little bit of delay, and then they're like, oh hey Sonova, and it's weird that this person
Yeah.
who I just found out about 10 seconds ago like they know
shouted
my
you
name,
out.
you know what
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean? Because I'm like one of 3 people, so of course they're gonna say.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. It's such a weird interaction, but hey,
Yeah.
you leave a lasting impression.
And we got into
I dig
Mixer
that.
because it was part of the Mob Crush like interface. So I guess we could talk about that a little bit because we were explaining to you right before we went to stream here, and then if we see people like asking more questions or whatever, we can talk about that. But Mob Crush started as like a gaming platform thing where you can like simulcast onto multiple streaming platforms. Then they opened up to Mob Cam, which is the IRL app, and that's what we're using right now. So you can do the Mob Crush where it just like does the game stream stuff, but you can do Mob Cam where it just turns the camera on and then like you can start streaming to everybody.
Yep.
But yeah, so I'm guessing the yup is from like you got done playing something on Xbox.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Snow Girl, we're talking to you. Where you coming from?
But it's been fun because like Mixer by far has been like the one that like has dropped in the most like new people
Yeah.
that we just kind of found, you know. So
Yeah, it's a relatively new thing, right? I
Yeah.
would say a year or two. Or Snow Girl, do you do Mixer a lot? I don't know what the vocabulary.
yeah,
is.
we don't own an Xbox, so we don't get to see it from the user side.
Do you mix it up?
We ain't making that Mixer money yet, you know. So we're doing it because we want to. But I'm trying to think what else. Oh, good news at VidCon, we talked to our friends at Twitch. We might have some general ideas, some simple ideas, and some more complex ideas to do on Twitch.
That was a really funny meet too, because I'm like, hey, we got this great idea for you, and then he's like, generally people just like to like talking on
Yeah,
Twitch.
he was like, I don't have time to tell you about that, but here's my idea, and it was the same idea we had. So, like, I was like, cool.
Same page.
Are you guys good at like learning songs on the fly, like sight reading and stuff like that?
It depends. Also, like, well, so we're not good at covers and don't like them.
Okay.
So those two things, like,
Something
usually.
that I like to do live streaming, or I used to like drop it on Omegle or something.
Mhm.
Just be like, request a song
Gotcha.
and play it right in front of them. And
Just
you know,
whatever you know of it.
there have been what I do is I'll pull up the like ultimate guitar tabs, just you know, I already know the
Yeah.
song, but just to see the chords in front of me.
Yeah.
You know,
So-
and like. But if you're good at sight reading and good at like by ear, it's
Yeah.
a quick thing that impresses people where they're just like, I just said the name of that song 10 seconds ago. How do
Yeah.
you know it already?
So the fun thing is even though RKVC doesn't do covers, the Nice Wanders do sometimes, like TV show themes, and it's a very open secret that we're just basically the Nice Wanders. Well, because we do collabs with NerdSync quite a bit, and that requires us to recreate music so that he doesn't get so he doesn't get flagged for straight up copyright on the mechanical side.
Yeah.
But B, so he can split up the stem. So if he's just talking about the bass part, he can just have the bass part and stuff.
Yeah.
So we were like, well, we don't mind doing that because also it's like more time, but also like it's the first association is with like the Nice Wanderers, and if people find out it's us, it's no biggie, you know. But I kind of like the duality of it because now it keeps like the brand of like the Nice Wanderers do all the sci-fi theme song
It
stuff.
just keeps
you know?
the brand separate. That's really the main objective there.
Pierre, did you guys have a party over your friend's house? He had a party, actually at his neighbor's house.
Yeah.
And it was great. Actually, was this your first one?
This is my first
wow.
fireside rice. Yeah.
It was actually a little bit different because usually there's like more YouTuber stuff happening, and it's at Kevin's place.
Yeah, he told me. He said this is a smaller one. You can just kind of invite whoever you want to bring over, but it was a pretty good introduction to the whole
Fried
thing.
Yeah,
rice.
I mean the food was definitely
Oh
like,
my
still
God.
yeah.
Incredible. There was like I'd heard so many like legendary stories about this event, and it lived up to all of them.
Oh yeah, and I don't know if he told you the story, that heater thing we never turned on.
Yeah.
Like Tezonde helped him build that. I mean, we weren't there for it, but he told us a story.
He had mentioned his friendship with Tezonde. That is
Yeah.
such a crazy thing to me.
Well, it's funny too because Kevin was there from the start on the back end.
Yeah.
And like Tay's like arguably like the godfather of viral videos. You
right?
know?
Yeah.
Like maybe him and like End of Z World
Oh, okay. Yeah.
and stuff, but definitely on YouTube. Like Tay was probably like the first. I think Tay was the first original music to ever go viral on YouTube.
Sure. Yeah.
Do you guys know who we're talking about? All you guys listening?
Chocolate Rain.
Tay Zonde. If you don't know, now you know. Or go check him out. Chocolate Rain, yeah. There's a lot of other stuff he has out there, but Chocolate Rain was one of the first viral things he did that he will never be able to shake. Not that he's trying to, but
Wonder like if you guys got into that position, like at what point does it become like, okay, this is too much? Like I'm done with this.
I've always like had that nightmare of blowing up on something that isn't genuine to you, you know? Like
Yeah.
if we were to do a cover and it blew up and our channel blew up and everything, that would be like a nightmare to me because
But it's the dream at the same time.
exactly.
Yeah.
There's
But
like
also-
millions of people like scraping at trying to get this
But also,
one
like,
position.
Chocolate Rain was like a political song.
Yeah.
Like the fact that people like took it as something else, like
Comedic.
Yeah, that's another like thing. But like, I don't know. I mean,
But that's a good question.
I don't know. Yeah, I think that's probably why this year, like, we'll talk about more about this off camera. But like, we actually talked with some of our friends that do like other YouTubers, but also some people at YouTube too. And we're like, well, we have a choice between these like couple pieces of things that we would do. And we were like, well, there's this one thing. If I got stuck doing this and we had to do this every week, I wouldn't be happy. And maybe that's the answer to the question, you know. And then
Yeah.
this other thing, I would be happy. So I was like, you know. So
If it's like something non-music related, I would probably be pretty upset.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
because I
like-
spent like my entire life
Yeah.
doing this one thing. You know.
well, it's always got to be music related. But like, I'm kind of like, I'm glad that a lot of you guys found us from like 7 Types of People at Guitar Center and all that stuff. But I'm also glad that you grew with us so that you didn't like always want that. In fact, when we started first doing live streams and announcing like that's probably going to slow down, like literally nobody was upset about it. And and we were like, that's cool because it had its life and now we don't have to do it forever. So
Yeah.
There's some people that are really good at like continuing their this goes for music, this goes for YouTube, this goes for anything. Just people, and this has been the same thing for years and years, but there's some people that are really good at continuing to the next thing and really taking like, all right, this was my pop hit, but I'm gonna write the next album for me and it
Right.
still sells well, or I'm gonna do the next YouTube video for me and it still does well. But there's some people who execute it poorly.
yeah.
And there's just like different ingredients of each thing to look at and pick up on and like realize like what the right moves are if you ever get in that situation. I've seen it on personal accounts happen to like close friends of mine that have like really like been able to leverage their way out of a situation that was bad with it, or you know, do really really well with it, or not at all. So
Man.
it all comes from just like watching it and just like learning from other people if you can.
I think that's the key, really, is keeping your mind open to any type of suggestions, because sometimes even like shitty intel can still help you in a way.
Sure.
So just to keep your mind and ears open to all kinds of different possibilities of things. And
that's something else is like, we've always had this gut feeling of like, obviously there's a balance of like creating stuff that you really want to create and also things that'll connect with an audience. But like the method of like 100% like shooting for what you think an algorithm or like an audience wants to see and stuff is like kind of like a faulty argument.
Yeah.
And stuff. And even YouTube, like, we got to have lunch with some folks over there at VidCon, and even them, they were like, literally the best thing and Kevin said this too, our friend Kevin at this party, like, has said, like, the best thing you can do is continue to make your content, because that's literally the only thing that no one else can do.
right.
Yeah.
And if someone else can do it, then it's not really like a thing that's viable for you, like,
Yeah, it's not really yours.
it's like you can hire like CrowdMade to do merch, you can hire like someone else to PR or whatever and stuff, but you're the only one that can make that content, hopefully.
There's like the people that do it to sell out are never like, there's people that do things to sell out are doing it for having that one hit thing. Like it's never a lasting thing. Of course, like, I mean, all of us are musicians, we want to do well with what we're doing, but like, I've always come at from the angle of like, I never want to be an A-list.
Ooh, just
musician.
realized.
Oh, you can pop that on.
Hey, now we can kind of see it.
A little more.
I kind of agree with you in a sense as well.
Like there's okay, so like I don't want to be an A-list that's like A-list for a minute.
Yeah.
Or like or rather look at someone that I think is an example like Marshmello.
Yeah.
To me is a brand.
Yeah.
More than he's a musician.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think I ran into him like 17 times in YouTube space and not known it.
Oh, really?
Because I don't know what he looks like.
Oh, like you mean without the helmet?
Yeah.
Oh,
like he
Like,
Interesting.
I think we might have like taken a piss next to each other in the bathroom or something. I just wouldn't know.
Well, what most people don't know, and it's like not anything I'm giving away here, but Marshmello used to be a guy. So there's a dubstep producer named .com. And it was just.
Hey,
like,
Sammy. Sorry, we see you here from Illinois.
Yo.
I forgot you said you were there now instead of somewhere else. I remember. But thanks. I hope you have a great week as well.
This so Marshmello was .com producing dubstep, which like did okay, like it was doing pretty well for him. And then he's like, let me switch to like what's popular and just do it like the most generic thing,
Yeah.
but it's popular, and like let's do this like cool ass branding with it. And his manager, the guy who manages him, is known to every artist that he has is a brand, and that's like. They're so much more a money-making brand than they are like, bro, pump out as much of this stuff as you can, because like
less of an artistry and more of a business.
Yeah, and like, you know what, that works for him, and he's hugely popular and whatnot. But to me, like, of course people want to achieve that amount of like, success, but
Right.
If that's what you're into and that's what works for you, that's what works for you. But I think if you're trying to do well off of like your original thoughts and ideas, like I'd rather have a long-lasting career as like something that's C-list that like still pays my bills, rather than just like, oh, that's my hit, that's my like
totally.
15 minutes of fame and then it's over.
I get that.
Yeah.
So we see Andrew Bishop official
Hey,
on
what's
Twitch.
up?
What's going on? So we're Vince and I are a band. Sonova Music here is also a musician. Just happened to be carpooling with us back home while we were live streaming. So, but every Sunday at this time we hang out with our subscribers and followers and just like kind of catch up and stuff. Because just a debrief. I don't know. Actually, some people who might not have been here from the beginning. At the beginning of 2019, we had kind of put out there that we're gonna put out less content, less frequently, but we're gonna spend more time making it better. And in that, the exchange of that is that we would continue to live stream every week to catch up with everybody. So yeah, Andrew Bishop is the name. It's cool. And so we're just catching up with everybody, but we do make music. If you want to check us out on Spotify and Apple Music and all that stuff, also Sonovo,
Appreciate it.
and things like we have all that stuff out there. But this is just usually like our kind of like hangout time.
This is our hang.
We're usually also in our filming space, but since we like left this party late, we're in the car. but we've never missed this time except for like once at New Year's when we told everybody we wouldn't be doing that because we probably blacked out somewhere.
Which is true.
Yeah. But this is a cool time. I just acquired a new sound system today. Awesome. Like a live sound system or like a studio system?
Yeah, what kind of sound system?
Also, are you a musician or
it's just like a cool ass thing in their living room.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
you
it's
listen
like
to
a
music
cool
too?
stereo. Is it Sony? What brand is it?
Dude, I miss when I was a teenager. I got chickenpox at the age of 13, which I learned later could have been like fatal.
Whoa.
But
Oh yeah, that's true. If you get it later in your life, it could actually be deadly.
which I guess is good that they didn't tell me that at the age of 13. But like I get my 5-disc changer was like my favorite thing.
He was paid
With a sound system.
with a sound system.
Ooh, interesting.
That's pretty cool.
So like what like so something that you could like install like in your home or something that you like listen to music
is
on?
it like a Bose 3-way?
That sounds like something else to me. But...
Sounds like a sexual thing.
Do you remember the days of like surround sound?
Yeah.
Like a thing like
7.1.
Yeah.
It just kept getting like
5.1.
larger. Yeah, 10.1.
well,
It's
I
like
just remember like
my room's not this big.
it was a big deal when my dad brought home like the 2 speakers beside the TV.
Yep.
There's 2 behind the bed and a subwoofer underneath it
Oh yeah.
to like watch movies in.
Yeah.
And that was like the coolest thing in the world. You never see that anymore.
I remember I was the guy in my family that helped set up all of everyone else's in my family's surround system. So they're like, oh, you got to call Vince. What'd you get, 5.1?
Have you ever seen a movie at the Burbank 16 at the Dolby Cinema?
No.
It's more expensive, but for a really good movie, it's worth it because they have subs in each of the seats.
Wow.
It's a dope sound system.
But let's see,
La
Rosita Area 51 raid.
Let's do it.
Like, we were actually talking about that today. We're like, when is that happening?
Like 300 kid YouTubers. What
I think
was
it's just anybody. I think like just like everybody's gonna go try to raid.
it? Ritzy Maker. What's up on Mixer?
Oh, Marker, Mixer, welcome to our hangout.
Couple on Mixer now.
Yeah. And where are you guys coming from, or what were you guys up to? You guys just jumping in, normal day, just jump on the computer, or were you guys gaming beforehand? Let us know.
Dude, so we tried gaming on this once before. Yeah. It wasn't a complete disaster, but it went less than ideally. There was just so much stuff happening.
It's a lot of... oh, bless me. It's a lot of lag.
And then we talked to everybody afterwards. Like, we really didn't care. We were just like hanging out. I'm like, okay, good. We'll take that component away.
It's a mix. I get a set of turntables, 4 56-inch speakers. What? A subwoofer.
An amp and a laptop.
That's awesome.
So just like straight up DJ system. That's awesome. You're gonna start spinning then?
Oh, nice.
So Laracita's from Australia.
Sweet. We got some more Aussies in the house. It's great.
Ritzy said that the military sent tanks to Area 51.
Is that so what happened?
I mean, I'm guessing they're gonna like kind of bulk up security now that a bunch of civilians are gonna try to raid that place.
Yeah.
So Andrew Bishop said he's from Ohio.
Ohio. What's up, dude?
So Andrew, I'm from Indiana. He's from Pittsburgh. He's from Delaware. He's from the East Coast.
I'm the elephant.
USA.
USA.
We used to escape to Ohio. Like we would go to Kings Island and Cedar Point.
Yeah, we're in Ohio. There's Canton. I've been to. There's a place called Schwenson's. I always talk about anytime anyone talks about Ohio. It's like a little burger joint that only is in Ohio.
Have you guys ever been to Mansfield, Ohio? Do you know what that is?
I'm trying to think.
Why have I heard that?
Okay,
yeah.
so when I was 10 years old, my first band that I was ever in, I lived in Pittsburgh, keep in mind, so this is like 2 hours away, was a band, like kids like my age and a little older, and it was pretty much like our parents like wanting us to make like an 80s rock band type thing.
It's awesome.
But
actually.
like all of us, I had to say, like, for everyone's age in that band, like everyone was pretty good. But it didn't last too long. Just kids, and I literally lived in Pittsburgh, and this was in Mansfield, Ohio.
Right, and you've driven like 2 hours to play.
To play and practice, right?
Holy crap.
But like, it
through Youngstown as well.
Yeah. So like, okay, Mansfield, Ohio is this place that was just like, kind of like everyone hates on Ohio, but I feel like Mansfield got the most hate because it was just like the most boring, like dullest and like kind of sketchy, kind of like shitty neighborhood.
Yeah.
But it's had this weird come up recently of a bunch of like indie rock artists because
Okay.
it's so cheap to live there, and like, it's insanely cheap. And then they put in like some coffee shops, and like it's kind of like getting a little nicer. And it's like people were paying like $300 for rent, and these bands will get like houses.
Wow.
To live in, not like whole house for $300 a month, but like
still that's pretty good.
Yeah, like it's they're paying like
Even
nothing.
to get a whole house.
Yeah, so it's that people have gotten like it's become this like weird like indie rock scene. And my friend from that band when I was 10, so this is 10 years ago. I'm 20. Like he's in a really cool band now, and it was a bunch of people. They've done a bunch of DIY tours like out of Mansfield.
Nice.
They're playing shows way more often than I am in LA.
What?
You know, like, or no, I'm saying like they play more shows more often than I do in LA.
In Ohio, than you
in
are
Ohio,
in LA.
like because that scene there became like super tight knit for musicians.
I love hearing stuff like that, and I hope that like we hear some like famous, one of your friends like just blows up from Mansfield, Ohio.
Yeah, it's like so random.
So we see Yellow Spandex is here.
What's up, Yellow Spandex?
That's Josh. That's from our podcast with our buddy Josh.
Yeah, Yellow Spandex, guys, check that out too. It's our podcast, and it's all about pretty much like Marvel, any comic things. All about like we just want Wolverine in the yellow spandex. Stop giving us these like leather black suits, and we want to have the disbelief of like it being so cartoonish, so outlandish. Like that's what we want.
And then Andrew Bishop says, I was messing around with the sound, I'm assuming the sound system for about 3 seconds. The windows started shaking and woke up the apartment building. That's great though. That's a good system. As long as you can still hear it without like it like distorting.
Yeah.
Good sound system. And you're from, I can't pronounce that. Ashtabula,
What is it?
Ashtabula,
Ohio.
Ashtabula, Ohio.
Huh.
And then Ritzy Marker is from United States. What's up?
Hey, got another Twitcher.
Oh yeah, Zilden. Your friends are doing Twitch challenges. Which Twitch challenges? You want to take part? Well, it depends on what the challenge is. Like,
no hate speech.
No hate speech. Also, we're very limited because we're in a car. The volume was only on 14. Out of what?
Yeah, that could be the max.
Pay you do a handstand. Oh, we can't do a handstand in the car. Also,
easy peasy.
We're like next to like a active road, so that's not. Show cock, no hate. Not on this kind of stream. Hey, thanks for the follow, Ritzy Marker.
Get out of the
car. We're like literally like there's like cars passing right here. But thank you for the suggestion. Probably not gonna. Also, I can't do a handstand, so.
You don't want to see this do a handstand. This is not very handstand built.
But thank you for considering us for the challenge. Sorry that we weren't able to fulfill. Actually, I would have.
Not with that attitude.
Wait, just flip the camera upside down.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Ready?
Hang on there, we're gonna do the handstand challenge. Oh, I just dropped the mic. Oh wait, it just flipped the camera. Oh wait, oh hey.
No, it didn't.
Oh.
Handstand.
Handstand. Okay.
Do the splits. Do you have a dogs in your trunk? These are all random ass questions.
I didn't raise it any higher when my windows started shaking. I'm pretty sure it's out of 14 out of 100. Holy cow! Do you have dogs in your trunk?
Cheeky ass.
So ooh.
Whoa.
Dude, so
Oh.
that's probably a graph. Oh, I see. I see what that is.
Do it for Billy.
What?
Anyway, on that note,
Yo, that is some randomness.
we're kind of wrapping up. Thanks for hanging with us. We gotta head home.
What the F is that?
What?
I can see what some of these are. Okay.
Thanks, Jachi.
So
Chachi.
we're wrapping up. Thanks for hanging out. If you're watching this later, thanks for hanging out. If you're watching this later on YouTube and for some reason you're not already subscribed, Sonovo's face is being covered up by a circle that's asking you to subscribe. Our faces are being covered up by videos that the YouTube algorithm thinks you might like. And if you're either watching this live or not on YouTube, none of that makes sense. But thanks for joining us. Anyway, as always, don't forget to do the wrong things.
With the right people.
And we'll see you next week. Thanks so much. Have a great night as well, Ritzy.